Hello, I'm Joseph Alderdice. I'm the Development and Engagement Lead at West Yorkshire Finding Independence, or Wi-Fi for short.
And I'm Danielle Barnes, and I'm the co-production and service user involvement worker for the Wi-Fi project.
Okay, when did we first become interested in co-production? Danielle, when did you become first interested in co-production?
If I'm honest, it's from having so many terrible services in my life that didn't work and was not designed anywhere near around me, and I just felt like I was going to hear the same thing: you need to stop doing this, you need to stop doing that. And it wasn't until I found the service that worked that I thought, I really want people to not waste the time, and I want people to know that there's choice out there, so I need to be involved in something where we promote choice.
I think I was interested in co-production before I even knew what it was. It just seems like a very natural way to do things. Is if there's people who've been through something, then they're probably the first people you should talk to about how to do it properly. So co-production, I mean, it's funny, these seminars have been all about kind of what is co-production. It's been batted back and forth loads. And I just think it just means producing something together, co-production. Well, yeah. And I think if you keep that in mind with anything that we do in any stage of it, from planning it, developing the detail, putting it in practice, evaluating it, tweaking it, doing it again, if you just say, let's just do all that together and then work through the detail of how you're going to do that, to me, that's co-production.
Yeah, from the very beginning, working together.
Yeah. So I've been interested in that before it had a name. It seems obvious. I don't know why it's just not happening all the time.
But then I suppose if you look at some of the negativity around that is, I mean, a lot of the things that we've spoke about today, people have been talking about top up, bottom down, equal shares, everybody being equal and things like that. And it really struck me when you was talking about how, people in charge, or you perceive to be in charge, have the power, they have the money, they have the room, they're the people who are inviting people to the meeting. So they just seem like there's more power on one side. So some days I think co-production can work, and then some days I think, have they still got all the power, and is it just lip service?
Something you just said then, and it's something we've talked about before, when you said people who you perceive to be in power. Perception of power is power, and I think one of the big challenges comes from people who have lived experience of something and are going into a place where power is. So much of it is about the power that you give to somebody when you walk into a situation. And actually, if people, as a whole or as a movement, people with lived experience and people have expertise and wisdom through that experience, can actually say, you know what, we have the power, and actually kind of go in believing that. I'm not talking about deluding ourselves.
No, I know.
But actually, for people to go in and not put people up on a pedestal to begin with, I think is probably.
Do you know what though? I think a bit deeper than that. I think from a lot of people I talk to, I genuinely do not feel like somebody's above me because they've got a better job or they're a CEO or something like that. So I'm sat in that meeting thinking everybody is equal, but is everybody sat? Because for it to proper work, it has to be middle management, it has to be people on the floor, it has to be everybody. So if certain people are perceiving the power at the top, but yeah, I think a lot of the times people think that service users are uncomfortable when we're actually very comfortable. We do want our voice out there.
Yeah, it's interesting. But some people in work who are really, really uptight can project their anxieties onto people with lived service users, as you say. Yeah, I've noticed that. I think when you talk about different levels as well, that's interesting. Now you can have people who have a very, very senior level or a very, very long-term vision and value setting role in an organisation or a system, can really, really embrace the concept of co-production and collaboration and equality. But actually the people who are 1, 2, 3 rows down, who've got the job of just keeping this machine working, they can be the people who will really kind of be stuck in kind of very traditional hierarchical systems.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's a challenge. Is kind of is reaching them and changing their.
Definitely. And I loved it when the person said today, because we often talk about it, some of the things that come out of the things we've co-produced is people saying, we just want there to be kindness and love and respect, and the words that have you ever seen a policy that says people should be kind? And do you know what? I think that's an amazing policy.
Yeah.
But there isn't one.
It's a short one that covers everything, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so just going back to the importance of that, and like I said about language on different levels, I think perhaps the more time that we have open conversations, and sometimes, unfortunately, I think a lot of events is we're preaching to the choir. A lot of the people who totally disagree with us never come. So it'd be good to make sure that we get this out there all the time.
Yeah, that's the next step. Yeah, to the people who were unconverted into in co-production. Yeah, coming for you.